In front of an imposing castle shrouded by dark clouds, the famed heroes' party is prepared to raid the structure. With resolve in their hearts, the party advances, determined to defeat the demon lord and end his reign. The massive doors of the castle creak open, revealing countless red eyes glowing. As the heroes step inside, waiting for them is not the demon lord, but one of his powerful lackeys, Yoki, who stands in their way. Makana attacks without hesitation, launching a blazing red fireball. The spell dissipates and Yoki belittles the attack. Raven charges next, swinging his sword. Yoki counters with a powerful kick that sends him flying. Yuga steps forward, supported by Cecilia, who helps power his attack. He unleashes a thunderous strike, but Yoki counters it and easily overwhelms the attack with his own magic. The heroes take a direct hit, and all of them eventually lose consciousness. A bright yellow-orange light gathers in his hand as he begins absorbing their remaining energy. His actions pause when his gaze lands on Cecilia. Her unconscious expression, which appears as if sleeping, captivates him. Lost in thought, he fails to notice the arrival of his subordinates until they loudly announce themselves. They bluntly ask whether they should finish off the heroes and also tease him for ogling one of the girls. Rather than killing them, he orders the heroes to be thrown outside near a nearby human village. Though his subordinates complain and warn him that he could be reprimanded again for not killing the heroes, they follow his command. 1 month later, Yoki faces the demon lord and his subordinate, Zykill. Zykill voices his displeasure since, despite the heroes' party's repeated defeats, they still keep challenging Yoki. The demon lord, annoyed with the heroes' party, tells Yoki that he will have his subordinates kill them off since Yoki seems unwilling to do it. Knowing his own subordinates won't be able to stand against the heroes, Yoki insists on taking care of the problem since he also worries about Cecilia's safety. As he leaves the throne room, Yoki reflects on his actions. He knows that sparing the heroes may endanger their lives in the future. Yet he also believes that they possess the potential to defeat the demon lord. With each passing day, the world inches closer to falling under demonic rule. On their next encounter, the heroes launch a coordinated attack. Raven and Yuga strike together, attempting to overwhelm Yoki with sheer force, but Yoki throws them off toward a wall, dealing significant damage. Makana raises her staff and fires a barrage of magic attacks. The spells strike Yoki directly, yet they fail to leave even a scratch. Yoki notices that Cecilia has moved to heal the wounded. Yoki watches her movements closely, captivated once again by her beauty. Despite their recovery, he laughs, mocking their efforts and warning them that they will only be swallowed by darkness again. Yuga prepares another attack, asking Cecilia for support. As he moves to strike Yoki, a bright light and smoke signal that the attack is connected. But as the smoke clears, Yoki stands unharmed. Yuga is shocked because it is supposed to be their party's destiny to defeat the demon lord. Seeing the party's determination, Yoki proposes a negotiation. He offers to let the heroes pass if they leave Cecilia behind, gesturing to her. Yuga immediately refuses, but Makana urges him to think of the world's salvation, as it holds more importance than a single person. Yuga is still hesitant to abandon a party mate, but Cecilia tells him to accept the offer, insisting she will be fine. With hesitation, Yuga decides to take Yoki's offer, and the heroes proceed to the demon lord's room. Left alone, Cecilia confronts Yoki, demanding to know why he needed her to stay. Yoki's expression changes to a timid one, but Cecilia decides to attack him. Yoki is shocked by her hostility, as her attack just bounces off him. To calm her down, he raises his hand, calling for a pause, and introduces himself. He reveals that he has no intention of killing her. Cecilia is confused by his words, but cautiously asks him what he means. Taking a deep breath, he confesses that he fell in love with her at first sight and would like to go out with her. Cecilia stands frozen in shock before bowing her head and apologizing, refusing his proposal. Crushed, Yoki lowers his defenses and falls to the ground, declaring that he should just die now. Cecilia prepares another attack, but Yoki makes no attempt to resist, which makes Cecilia uneasy, so she demands to know his reason. Yoki explains that her rejection means he no longer has a reason to live. If he were to be left alive, he would still be stuck in the castle and can only leave if he has orders to attack human settlements, which he doesn't want to do. Cecilia is puzzled because demons are supposed to find joy in bringing terror to humans. Yoki explains that he is actually a human from a different dimension, but was reincarnated into this demonic body. Though he possesses the power to defeat the demon lord, doing so would force him to inherit the title. Yoki shares that living as a lackey under the demon lord felt isolated and purposeless. He has spent his days alone. Meeting Cecilia changed everything. For the first time since becoming a demon, he felt alive. Moved by his words, Cecilia urges him to live and use his power for good. She offers him a chance to leave the castle and join the outside world. After the demon lord's defeat, the kingdom of Clarinus erupts in celebration. King Darts declares a 3-day celebration for a Victory Memorial Day to properly celebrate the heroes' party's success. Just outside the kingdom's walls, Yoki prepares to fit in and breaks his horn. Meanwhile, the heroes' party is in a parade. Mikana shares her joy at their success with Yuga. Yuga credits their victory to Cecilia, who gives him a nervous smile. Seeing this interaction, Mikana feels a little jealous. Yoki finally enters town and registers at the Adventurers Guild, disguising himself as a human. Clayman is manning the reception desk and struggles to find the form Yoki needs. He eventually finds it and shows Yoki's guild card, indicating Yoki is at F rank. He explains the ranking system and how it usually takes a month to move up a rank. Before handing Yoki his card, Clayman emphasizes keeping the guild cards safe, since it is a hassle to reissue, especially in the next 3 days since a festival is ongoing. He complains that they are currently understaffed and does not want to do the work himself. This makes Yoki think Clayman is lazy. He finally hands Yoki the card and introduces himself. At the Kingdom's Inn, Yoki checks his earnings for the day and notes that he has made a lot of money. His new goal is to increase his cash and rank, and once he has a stable life, confess to Cecilia again. He laughs maniacally in glee, determined to make their love work. In a week, rumors circulate about a person who has been crazily climbing up the ranks. Yoki lazily enters the guild and hands Clayman a bunch of quests he would like to take. Clayman is annoyed that Yoki always makes him do the paperwork and complains that he should approach the female receptionist instead. Yoki refuses, saying he has grown attached to Clayman and would rather talk to him since he surprisingly works fast. Due to his impressive rise in the rank ladder, Clayman starts interrogating Yoki about his identity. Looking away, Yoki counters that he is only a normal novice adventurer. Clayman mentions that it is odd since Yoki ranked up from F to D in a mere week. Despite this, Clayman tells Yoki that he investigated the matter and is sure Yoki did not cheat. Their conversation is cut short by a cloaked figure who requests that Yoki's quests be cancelled. Both Yoki and Clayman recognize her as Cecilia, and Cecilia shushes Clayman since he almost revealed her identity. Cecilia has important matters to discuss with Yoki and invites him to her family estate so they can talk. They ride a coach to her estate, where 2 guards are eagerly awaiting Cecilia's return. One guard is surprised when Yoki is the first to exit the coach, so he immediately threatens him. Cecilia comes to Yoki's defense, saying that he is her friend. However, Yoki is feeling a bit disappointed since he was just labeled as a friend. In the estate's sitting room over warm cups of tea, Cecilia apologizes for not being able to meet Yoki earlier, which Yoki says is fine since he is busy being an adventurer. Yoki is even surprised by how Cecilia was able to find him. Cecilia explains that it wasn't hard since he is currently the talk of the town for ranking up so fast. This causes a smug grin to form on Yoki's face. However, Cecilia then tells him to quit the Adventurers Guild. This shocks Yoki, but Cecilia continues by saying that even if the Demon Lord is gone, other threats are emerging. She predicts the next one might be a war between nations. The signs of a possible war are already showing up with the hero receiving a lot of engagement offers. Status, money, and marriage are ways many nations may use as resources at their disposal to gather military strength and manpower. Since Yoki ranked up unbelievably faster than most people, he may become an S-rank adventurer, which will make him attractive to be used by nations to conquer the world. Cecilia also worries that his demonic powers might be discovered, which people might find a threat, and they would try to kill him. Since she is asking him to quit, Yoki will have a problem making a living. So Cecilia proposes hiring him personally, but admits she doesn't make enough to pay him the money an S-rank adventurer would earn. However, Cecilia bows and promises to do what she can as long as he accepts her offer. She even adds that this is for the sake of the country's peace. Yoki is shocked but recovers and declares that he will never serve another country, even if they were to throw beautiful women for him to marry. Confidently, he says that he only has eyes for Cecilia. This earns a laugh, and Cecilia feels relief since she has nothing to worry about. She allows Yoki to stay with the Adventurers Guild with the promise that he is to stay low-key. Cecilia's mother, Celia, soon arrives and joins their discussion. Celia apologizes on behalf of their rude guards and assures Yoki that they will be punished by her maid, Sophia. Yoki believes the guards won't repent for getting scolded, but is shocked when Sophia asks Celia how many bones she should break. Getting to the point of the matter of her appearance, Celia asks Sophia to leave the room and asks Cecilia if she has already shared with Yoki that she received a lot of engagement offers, even one coming from Yuga. Irritated with this knowledge, Yoki kicks up a fuss and Cecilia calms him down. She shares that she turned down all offers, including the heroes. Celia figures out that Yoki also likes her daughter. Embarrassed to be found out, Yoki scratches his head. Celia asks him if he's interested in marrying Cecilia. Caught off guard, Yoki looks at Cecilia and sees her downcast eyes. He apologizes, saying that he will only confess again to Cecilia once he gets a stable life through his adventuring quests and wants to respect Cecilia's wishes. Celia puts on an annoyed expression for not accepting an offer, but eases her expression and tells him that he has passed since there was no way she was going to give Cecilia so easily. She moves to leave and tells Yoki to get along with Cecilia, and that he is always welcome in their home. Yoki and Cecilia go outside to chat a little. Yoki wonders if he truly left a good first impression since it is important for him because he met Cecilia's family. Yoki then requests if he can call Cecilia by her name. Cecilia agrees and wants to call Yoki by his name as well. Yoki shouts in joy since this means his first real progress with his relationship with Cecilia. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss new episode every week.